Much for being with us. This ceasefire, what impact has it had on military strategy? I mean, where is the United States right now in terms of offensive capabilities and positioning, and where is Iran today defensively compared to right before the ceasefire was announced?
Listen, what both sides have been doing just rapidly is to prepare for the next round. Everybody needed a pause in this, by the way. The Iranians did, the Israelis did, and we did, because we had fired so much ammunition. And of course, we built all this up before the war started. And once you've gone through 40 days of the substantial rate of fire that we had, you're going to have to replace it, because it's not like there's just unending stocks there. So we needed this pause in order to send reinforcements in, which we did. And according to several sources that I've talked to, we have more combat power, more ammunition on the ground now than we did at the start. So Iran has been doing exactly the same thing. They've been moving, and I just heard this just from a source just right before we came on the air here, that Iran has been moving significant numbers of additional long-range one-way drones, these Shahed 136s, and they are stockpiling them, and they are ready. They moved a bunch of stuff. They repaired some of the damage that were done to some of their missile facilities, these underground bunkers. So everybody is, quote, locked and loaded if the word is given to restart. That's where we are right now. But I'm sorry, Gotti, I do want to say one thing here in terms of this war powers resolution. There is a massive, massive misunderstanding of what that law says. The implication being you can do whatever, the president can do whatever he wants for 60 days and then has to report. That is not the case. It is very crystal clear that you can only use those armed forces if there is a declaration of war, congressional authorization before, or we've been attacked. Only then does the 60-day reporting period come into play. It is not a blank check to do whatever you want, and I think that is being missed by too many people.
And yet, what we have seen is what we see today, right? There's what is written down, and there is what is put into motion with warships and with airstrikes. How do you reconcile what we're seeing with what you just described?
Yeah, that's crystal clear too. There is no more rule of law when it comes to this. The Constitution itself is just as clear that the commander-in-chief can only use the armed forces once Congress has authorized it. Only then can he use it. And then the 1973 War Powers Act just made it more clarified, and then added the piece that if we're attacked, then he can. So that's the only clarification that it made. It didn't change the Constitution, but we're following neither the Constitution nor the War Powers Act. And that is the real problem here. Basically, we as the Congress, regardless of which party you want to be talking about, has basically handed into the president or whoever opens that office the ability to use the military as he sees fit. And you see they're just playing with words now that, oh, well, the clock stopped with this ceasefire and now it's going to restart back again if something happens. They're just not following the law. They're doing whatever they want, and we got to call it what it is.
To complicate things even further, I mean, yesterday Trump, he's revealed that he spoke with Putin for more than an hour. And here's what Chairman Kaine said about Putin earlier today.
And briefly, General Kaine, there's no question that Vladimir Putin's Russia is taking serious action to undermine our efforts for success in Iran. Is there any question about that?
Senator, I think there's actions and activities that are mindful of the hearing room we're in, but there's definitely some action there.
So does Putin change the calculus here?
No, I mean, that's been in the case for a long time. I've quite frankly been surprised at how mild the Russian reaction has been in their support, especially given how we have given unfettered support to Ukraine against Russia for, and now into the 5th year of that war there. I've been pretty surprised that they haven't done any more than they have, because what we can tell is that they've done some intelligence support, targeting support, and maybe some dual-use technology and other kinds of humanitarian supplies or something. We don't know for sure exactly what's going on, and General Kaine didn't talk about it there, but it seems, though, this call, though, came at the initiation of Putin, not at President Trump. And I think he's trying to say, listen, I see that you're in a lot of trouble here. Maybe we can get both of these wars over at the same time. I think that's what he's trying to do, is get Trump to say all these problems that are going can all be solved if both of the wars get off the table. And, of course, that would work to Russia's advantage.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Colonel Danny Davis, thank you so much. And here.